guys, welcome back to a Spooky Time podcast with me, Nicole. So I know you guys know this, but it's October. It's officially spooky season. Like, it's literally what this whole podcast is about. And today's case is not going to be a spooky, it's going to be a true crimey. We're going to get to spooky. My next one, I plan to do a cryptid. I'm not going to say what cryptid, but a really well-known cryptid. Today's case is going to be a really well-known case, like especially since it's had an update recently in the last couple of weeks. So I'm actually pretty excited to get into it, but it's going to be a shorty. It's just going to be like a brief overview. It's not going to go a deep dive because I don't have the resources and the time to sit aside and dedicate to the podcast like I wish I had, because I still do work full time, and unfortunately this house does not clean itself, and I must clean it because I have a cat, and they get really dirty. If you have a cat, you know what I mean. Especially if you have multiple cats, it's horrible. I don't know how, but it works, I guess. So I'm gonna go ahead and throw out a content warning because it does contain the abuse of a child. Not in your typical sense, but definitely still child abuse in my opinion. And I'm not going to say anything until the very end of this because I don't want to give my opinion and then have other people like say that I'm, trying to convince them or like, I don't know, persuade their opinion. I don't want to do that. I just want to tell the story for facts, as facts are. And at the end, I will give my opinion after I have covered said facts. So, I'm going to go ahead and jump on in. Today, we are covering Gypsy Rose Blanchard and the murder of DeeDee Blanchard. So, jumping right in, Gypsy Rose Blanchard was born on July 27th, 1991 to Claudine, also known as DeeDee, and Rod Blanchard. Pretty much from the start, Gypsy was said to be a sickly baby by her mother, DeeDee. Her father, Rod, never saw what DeeDee did, but, it's always the man's at work and he's not home nearly as often, and if he is, it's pretty much just to like shower, eat, and sleep and wake up the next morning. So even though he didn't see it, he didn't want to discredit his wife, and he went with whatever she said because that's the smart thing to do. And this went on for years and years, and it eventually spiraled into Gypsy needing to be in a wheelchair full time due to muscular atrophy, because that caused her to be unable to walk. She had leukemia, she was blind or had like really, really bad eyesight, and just so many more conditions that, were horrible to her. She went through years of treatments, chemo, she was in a wheelchair full time. She was forced to wear, these big, really thick lensed glasses, and she had a G-tube where, if you have a G-tube, you can't orally eat. You have to get like nutrition supplements and like meal replacements, and you can get some medicines, I think, for a G-tube specifically that you couldn't normally get. So she was being drugged, and I don't think for a long time she knew that. She had her head shaved on a regular basis, just as a, I guess, way to get ahead of the hair fallout from the leukemia. As you know, anybody that's had cancer, they always shave their head because their hair will fall out, and if it grows back in, it'll grow in patchy and weird, and it's just easier, air quotes, because you can't see me, obviously. They were gifted Make-A-Wish vacations, a Habitat for Humanity home, after they were part of a hurricane that, severely damaged or destroyed their previous home. But on the night of June 14th, 2015, the true story would start unfolding with the discovery of DeeDee Blanchard's body inside of her home, and her wheelchair-bound daughter, Gypsy Rose, was missing. Claudine DeeDee was born on May 3rd, 1967 in Jack Bay, Louisiana. She was the mother of Gypsy Rose, her only daughter, a daughter with leukemia muscular atrophy who had the mental capacity of a 7-year-old due to brain damage that she sustained during her premature birth. DeeDee was found face down in her bedroom on her bed in a pool of blood from stab wounds that were inflicted days earlier. Upon further investigation, there was no sign of her daughter, Gypsy Rose. After reading troubling posts earlier that evening on Facebook, concerned neighbors contacted the police, suspecting that DeeDee had fallen victim to foul play. They told the police that Gypsy Rose, who was wheelchair-bound, might have been kidnapped, as her wheelchair and medications were still inside of the home. The following day, Gypsy was located in a home in Wisconsin. The home belonged to her boyfriend, who was secret, Nicholas Godijon. She had traveled with him there willingly. They had met and connected online in secret, as DeeDee did not condone her daughter dating in any form or fashion. When investigators announced that she did not have any of the mental or physical issues that her mother claimed she had, and that she was a legal adult, public outrage over her abduction turned into shock and sympathy for Gypsy Rose. Further investigation found that some of the doctors that had examined her in the past had found no evidence of the disorders DeeDee had claimed she had. One of them suspected that DeeDee had Munchausen's by proxy, a mental disorder in which a parent or caretaker fabricates or induces an illness in a person under their care, including their own children, to obtain sympathy, attention, or even financial gains. DeeDee changed her name after her family, who suspected her of poisoning her stepmother, confronted her about how she treated Gypsy Rose. Nonetheless, people never questioned her about the situation and accepted it as true. They benefited from many charities, like I had mentioned, Habitat for Humanity, Make-A-Wish, Ronald McDonald House, and Children's Mercy Hospital. DeeDee began passing Gypsy Rose off as younger than she actually was by up to 6 years, and pretended that she was disabled, chronically ill. She had the mental capacity of a 7-year-old, subjected her to unnecessary medicines, surgeries, the full-time wheelchair, G-tubes, so many more treatments. She controlled Gypsy through physical and psychological abuse. There have not been many cases in which abused children killed their parents. Nick Godijon, Gypsy's boyfriend, who was responsible for DeeDee's death directly, was convicted of first-degree murder. He was sentenced to 25 years to life without the possibility of parole. Gypsy pled guilty to second-degree murder and was serving a 10-year sentence, but was just granted parole in September of 2023. So it was this month when I made these notes, but it was last month now, and she will be released on December 28, 2023. As many of you know, there has been other podcasts, shows, and even a movie that have covered this case, so it's huge. It's like John Benet Ramsey. It's everywhere. But I will not victim shame, so I stand firm on Gypsy was a victim, though I do disagree with how it was handled, and I believe that she could have just, gotten away from it. But I know she probably felt like it was her last resort. So I'm just gonna go ahead and end this. And like I said, I have all intentions of coming back and doing a deep dive into a lot of these cases when I actually have the time and resources to do so, that I unfortunately don't have now, although I wish I do. So I will see you guys later. Thank you for joining me today. If you would please share this with your friends. Go to iTunes. I guess that would technically be the Apple Podcast, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Amazon, most of the major streaming platforms. And if you would rate, it would help the podcast out a lot, and it would really help me out a lot because, I do this solo while working a full-time job still. Alright, thank you guys. I will be back later.